Okay, so file. Using my 8-headed trophy. So basically each of the body is equivalent to 1 head height. Okay, so there's 8 boxes down. And the 8-headed figure is because it's closest to the average person's proportion, body proportion. Okay. So on with my tracing paper, I always use tracing paper, and I have a line drawn, just right there, down the center, straight line. I use the ruler. Okay. And this allows me to line it up with the center line of my turkey, so I can start to illustrate. Okay. And when I do this, I'm using a very sharp, hard pencil. This is a 4H, okay? And I got my pencil sharpener handy, so I can always keep it sharp. And this is because I want a very fine, light line. I want it thin. I don't want it fat. That way I can get the best detail into my illustration. And when I illustrate, I'm going to focus only on one side. And once I complete the one side, I will show you how to complete the other side. Okay. So my first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with kind of a jacket type look. And my jacket is going to have a notched collar and lapel. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to come up here right at where the shoulder and the neck meet. Okay? At that point where my collar is going to come down, and I want to determine as to how low I want it to go. This jacket is going to be worn belted and a little different. I'll show you what I'm kind of going for. This is the fashion sketch I'm going off with. This is the jacket. So it's belted around the natural waistline, and my opening comes down to the belt area. So I'm going to go ahead and angle it. Do a little curve here. Okay. And then once I determine my opening for my collar, I can then start to illustrate my collar. So the next thing I need to do is I need to determine the height of the collar, so where it's going to come up around the neck. If it's going to lay low and flat, if it's going to stand up around the neck. I'm going to go with something that's going to stand up a little higher, so it's going to be about that tall. And when it comes to the side of the neck, over here, I need to angle it down to the shoulder line, okay? Because when the collar folds over, it lays on that shoulder line. So from that top corner of the collar, I'm going to angle out towards my shoulder line. And then from there, I can start to shape my collar and lapel. So this one has a very kind of interesting shape. I'm going to start with my lapel. Many times I would start with my collar, but I'm going to start with my lapel first because I want to get that kind of proportion and shape right. And then from there, okay, so your collar comes out at a right angle. So if you see this line here of the lapel, your collar comes out at a right angle right there, so 90 degrees. And then once I come out as far as I want to, most of the time the point of the lapel and the point of the collar are going to be about equal to each other. And then I can go ahead and angle that up to that shoulder point where my collar reached the shoulder line. Okay. And now I have a lapel, notched collar and lapel, drawn, illustrated. Alright, then my sleeve. If you look at the jacket, it's got little kind of puff sleeves, so I'm going to get my shoulder line in here. These all jackets have a shoulder seam, right? And then I'm going to have my armhole, so my arm has to come out somewhere. And then I'm going to create the shape of my sleeve. So it looks like my sleeve has a band coming here in the arm. And I'm going to draw my band in first. My lines are just kind of keep them parallel to each other. And then from there, I have some fullness that comes out here. I also have some fullness that comes from the shoulder. So I'm going to make it full at the shoulder, and I'm going to make it full at the bottom, and blend my shape together. Okay. A little bit of fullness down here as well. Anytime you have fullness, you generally have some gather lines. So I can add those in now. And same thing up here, so we have some gathering there. Okay. The idea with this jacket is it's belted, but a belt is an accessory. It is not part of the construction of the garment. So I will not illustrate this jacket with the belt. I will illustrate it as it would lay flat or hang on the hanger without it. Okay? So it's kind of got a wide shape. So I'm just going to kind of rough in how wide I want it to go. Okay. And it's open at the center. It does not zip or button, so I don't have to worry about any overlap. So I will have my opening at center. And then it kind of has some fullness at the bottom. So it also is a high-low hem. So you can see right here. Right? So I have kind of a lot more fullness here than up here. So it flares out pretty far. And then because it drops lower at the back, like a high-low, right? It's higher at the front, lower at the back. So I'm just going to kind of determine how low at the back. Just going to go there, and then how high at the front. And just roughing in my shape. And this is why I'm doing pencil, because I can change it at any point in time. Right, anytime I'm doing fullness or gathers, I do a series of forwards and backwards kind of C shapes, right? So if I have one going up like this, and I have one going down like that, that creates the different folds in the fabric, okay? Or vice versa. Whatever I want on the outside, and whatever I want on the inside, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start kind of roughing in my shape. And I'm going to just flow them all together. Okay. And then on the outside of each of those little C shapes or those curves, I do a fold line. Okay. And then to the back. Okay. And once I get my shape left out, then, I forgot. So we had the top of my collar, how high it stood, but our collar gets sewn in to the back of the jacket. So we would have a seam at the bottom where the back panel of the jacket and the collar attach. So I gotta make sure I don't forget my seam there. Okay. And then if I slide this out of the way, you can see in more detail what I just created. And then I only did half of it, so I need the other half. So that line is important, because now I can fold my paper over on that line. Okay. And once I fold it over, I can see through to my other side. So I can sit here and trace over my other side of my garment. Obviously this only works for symmetrical garments. Asymmetrical, you can still use the basic techniques, but obviously you wouldn't just trace it off. You would have to make modifications. And I'm not being super precise. My lines are a little bit scrubby, and I understand that, but I am just roughing this in. And then when I go back and I go to do it in ink, I will finalize my lines a little more detailed. Okay. Alright. And if I open it up, I have a complete jacket, or bodice, or whatever, front, both left and right. And to do the back side, I am going to do the exact same method. So I have all this space down here. I'm going to fold my paper up. I'm going to match up that line with the center line. Okay. So now I can do my back side. Now my back side can be different from my front, but it needs to line up. So the tops of my collar right here need to match. The slope of my collar needs to match. The slope of the shoulder, the outline of the sleeve. All of those need to match because they line up with the front. My side seams need to match. Now on my front, I already started my back because I showed that my back went lower, so I can just follow my line right there, and I can elongate them this time. And the top of the collar, I need to create a line that is mostly parallel, but can be slightly curved, okay, to create the rest of the collar, the back side of the collar. Now I can make some differences, like if I want to add a yoke or whatever the case may be to give it more shape, I can. I can make the back look different from the front. So once I've done my half, just like I did with the front one, I will come back over here and refold it on that fold line, and then I can trace off the second half of my garment. Alright, so now I have, and that's why I use tracing paper, because I can see through, no matter which side of the paper I draw on. I now have a finished front and back rough flat illustration. And it is rough because one, it is on tracing paper, there's folds all over the place. I use pencil, it's all scrubbly and scribbly, and it is not finalized. So the next thing we're going to do is learn how to do final flat illustrations in ink on marker paper. So that's it for now. That is how you make a rough fashion flat illustration.